How's it going, everyone? This is Jack here with the Commanders Wire, and welcome back to another video. If you guys have not seen already, the Commanders are expected to hire LSU safeties coach Jake Olson, sources tell CBS Sports. This is according to Matt Zenitz on X. He has worked at LSU the last 2 seasons and helped the Tigers finish this past season ranked top 25 nationally in scoring defense. I don't know much about this hire. He may be someone that is connected to Durante Jones in his past, especially when Durante Jones was the defensive coordinator at LSU during the 2021 season, I believe. But we'll just have to see. He may have a similar type of mindset when it comes to scheme, and maybe that type of mindset and knowledge base will be a good help when installing this Durante Jones defensive scheme with the Washington Commanders. And with that being said, I think it would be fitting to go over some safety free agents that the Washington Commanders could look at bringing in for the 2026 season. We already have a lot of safeties signed to the roster. We do not have any pending free agent safeties from the 2025 season who are expected to be free agents. However, we do definitely need 1, maybe 2 more guys to add to the safety room to compete for starting roles and to help the entire room adapt to the Durante Jones type of scheme, which we all know favors a lot of defensive backs on the field, whether it be 4 or maybe even 5 defensive backs on the field at one time. Before we get into the video, I really would appreciate it if you guys would go down below, drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to know when I post next. Like I said, I really do appreciate it, and it lets me know that you guys want more Commanders content just like this. As well as while you're down there, let me know if you guys like my t-shirt. We got Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels in the Step Brothers. It was pretty cool. Found it on TikTok shop. I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but I will not be surprised if you guys wanted to find it. You guys will be able to do that on TikTok. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first safety free agent that I have is going to be Nick Cross, the safety formerly with the Indianapolis Colts. He stands at 6 foot, 212 pounds. He's 24 years old, former 3rd round pick. This season for the Colts, he had 120 total tackles, 72 of those being solo, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and 5 pass deflections. I think Nick Cross is definitely a guy that would come in and be an instant game changer in the safety room with the Washington Commanders. If he does make it out of Indianapolis, this is the exact type of safety I think that Durante Jones wants to have in his style of defense. He is someone that can play all over the field. He's getting tackles all over the field. He's able to be even on the line of scrimmage, getting around the defensive line, getting a couple sacks here and there. He's able to be a ball hawk, break up passes, create takeaways. I think that Nick Cross would instantly be a game changer with the defensive back room under the Durante Jones defensive scheme for 2026. Next up is another guy that I'm very high on. That's going to be Bryant Cook, formerly with the Kansas City Chiefs. He stands at 6'1", 206 pounds. He's 26 years old, formerly a 2nd round pick. This season for the Chiefs, he had 85 total tackles, 50 of those being solo, and 6 passes deflected. I think that Bryant Cook is also a versatile type safety. He would definitely thrive in this Durante Jones type scheme. And with his greater size, I think he'd be able to also come in, stack the box on certain downs, show the offense different looks, and be a pivotal piece in the defensive side for the Washington Commanders. I don't think I mentioned this with Nick Cross, but he definitely will be a high priority get in free agency. Therefore, I think he'll be wanting a lot of money. Same thing with Bryant Cook. I don't think Bryant Cook would want as much money, but I would expect between the $5 to $8 million AAV range for Bryant Cook. I think that he would also be a solid safety coming to the Washington Commanders, pairing him with a guy like Will Harris to be at the very top, maybe getting him up on the line of scrimmage, and then having like a Tyler Owens up there. I think bringing in a guy like this would do wonders for the Washington Commanders defensive scheme as a whole. Next up is another guy that definitely will be cheap. His name is Cisco, formerly with the New York Jets. Right now he is questionable. He only played 8 games for the Jets this season, but he's still very young. Stands at 6 foot, 210 pounds. He's 25 years old, former 3rd round pick. This season for the Jets, he had 41 total tackles, 26 of those being solo, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pass deflected. Even though he only played 8 games, I think it's a solid stat line for safety in the NFL, and I think that he would come in, compete for a starting spot, definitely be on the cheaper side, and he's still pretty young, so he definitely has a couple years to grow if we do sign someone like Cisco. Next up is another guy that I think is going to be a high priority free agent for a lot of teams if he does not re-signed with his current team, being Kobe Bryant, formerly with the Seattle Seahawks. He stands at 6'1", 193 pounds. He is 26 years old, a former 4th-round pick, and this season on that monster Seattle Seahawks defense, he played 15 games, having 66 total tackles, 39 being solo, 1 forced fumble, 4 interceptions, and 7 passes deflected. This is someone that is a ball hawk. He gets to the football, he creates takeaways, he makes sure the other team does not catch the football, and I think that Kobe Bryant would be a game changer more than anybody else, besides maybe Nick Cross that I've already said, if he does come to the Washington Commanders at the safety position. I really don't think the Commanders will be looking to upgrade the safety room that much, so I don't know if Kobe Bryant really is that realistic. However, we do have a lot of money in cap space, so they could be making a splash and getting as many defensive backs for Durante Jones to use in this upcoming 2026 season. Next up is another guy who I think is going to be more of a rotational piece. His name is Javier Thomas, formerly with the Vikings. He's 29 years old, stands at 5'10", 205 pounds. He's definitely not going to be a day one starter, but he is someone that knows the Durante Jones scheme very well and could be someone to add in the safety room to be a supplemental piece to kind of help the other guys adapt to this new Durante Jones type defense. He's played with a couple teams before. Got drafted in 2018 from the Browns, moved to the Texans, then to the Buccaneers, and now with the Minnesota Vikings. This year, for the Vikings, in 17 games, 23 total tackles, 11 of those being solo, 1 forced fumble, and he really did not get on the field that much. So he's definitely going to be more of a rotational guy, but he knows the defense, and he's going to be kind of that bridge player that will allow the rest of the defensive back room to learn this new Durante Jones defensive scheme for the 2026 season. This next guy is going to be kind of a sleeper, but I think he definitely has a lot of potential, being Geno Stone, formerly with the Cincinnati Bengals. He stands at 5'11", 210 pounds, 26 years old, a former 7th-round pick. And this year for the Bengals, he had 104 tackles, 65 of those being solo, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 4 passes deflected. This is someone that's like Nick Cross, where he's going to be all around the field, where he can be up high, creating takeaways, in coverage, whether it be man or even zone, or even on the line of scrimmage, where he can get around the defensive line and create a sack here and there. I think Geno Stone is that type of Durante Jones player that the Commanders are going to be looking for in this upcoming offseason. This next guy is going to be someone that I'm also very high on. Unfortunately, he's a restricted free agent, so he may not even make it to free agency. However, that is going to be Ronnie Hickman, former safety with the Cleveland Browns. He stands at 6'1", 209 pounds. He's only 24 years old, out of Ohio State. And this season for the Cleveland Browns, he had 103 tackles, 51 of those being solo, 2 interceptions, and 7 passes deflected. This is another guy that I'm also a big fan of. I think that he fits kind of that Durante Jones safety like Harrison Smith, who can play all around the defense and may not be a showstopper like other teams' top safeties, but would be someone that can make plays with the Washington Commanders, and I think that is another name to look for if he does make it to free agency this offseason. And lastly, I have another safety that Commanders fans may know very well. That's going to be Reed Blankenship, former safety with the Philadelphia Eagles. He stands at 6'1", 203 pounds, and he's only 26 years old. This year for the Eagles, he had 83 total tackles, 53 of those being solo, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception, and 4 passes deflected. I think that Reed Blankenship definitely took a step down this season, coming off of their Super Bowl win in 2024. But I think coming to a Durante Jones type scheme, getting someone for very cheap, even they don't have to be the most talented safety in the world, as long as they can execute plays that Durante Jones calls, I think that no matter what safety is there, they'll be able to do their job very, very well. We saw with Harrison Smith this past season, he's moving all around the field, a lot of pre-snap rotation, a lot of post-snap rotation, and that just causes confusion for the offense. So they don't have to be the most talented player on the field, as long as they can confuse the offense, make them make mistakes, and taking advantage of those mistakes, Reed Blankenship could be a solid player for the Commanders to add this offseason. That is going to round out my list. I had a total of 8 safeties the Commanders could possibly look for in this free agency cycle. I would not expect them to sign more than 1 safety this free agency cycle, if that. They already have a lot of safeties in the safety room already. Quan Martin, Will Harris, Tyler Owens, they're all players that Durante Jones mentioned by name in his opening press conference. So I would imagine that they're going to be still on this team, still moving around the defense and hopefully creating plays. But I could see a world where Quan Martin may be moving toward the nickel position, playing on the line of scrimmage, playing in the slot, and that could open up a spot in the safety room for the Commanders to add either in free agency or in the draft. And I think that there's a lot of safety free agents that the Commanders could look towards this offseason. So let me know down in the comments, who do you guys want the Commanders to sign in free agency? Are you guys rocking with the current safeties that we have in the safety room, or do you guys want to add another piece in free agency, the draft? Regardless, let me know down in the comments. This is the end of today's video. I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me to the very end, and thank you guys so much for watching. God bless, and hail to the Commanders.